so it's Atlanta with it. There's the three. Another three for Atlanta.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
Then the D is getting bombarded. They haven't been able to slow them down the least bit.
Stolen by Brooks. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember
on.
ever seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw
I tell
one.
you what, fellas, you might not see another one like that one for a while.
No good.
Really tough for this group right now, trying anything to stop the run.
And no matter what they've tried, it hasn't worked. I think they've just got to slow it down, idle it back, and get back to the basics.
Puts up the baby hook. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two.
No slowing him down. Just incredible numbers for Brooks. 22 points. He's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Clarkson. Smith comes in for Jeremy Evans. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Thabo Cephalosha. And New York making a change here. Porzingis is checked in. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Derek Williams, he checked in for Andre Kirilenko.
You know, for Carlos Boozer, last year was a bit peculiar. I mean, after being a key player for several playoff teams throughout his career, he landed on the Lakers where the playoffs were nowhere in sight. Tough environment for a veteran to succeed in.
And the Knicks making a change here. Knight's checked in.
Timeout. We need to calm down. We're taking too many shots early in the clock. Let's get some ball movement and run something on the offensive end. Keep it simple. Throw it down inside or run some pick and roll up top.
The Bulls paid the remaining $13.5 million of his salary.
And getting away from the contract, you know, he actually had a decent year. Shot over 50% from the field. Strong rebounds per minute average. I mean, he's a professional. He went in and did his job.
Atlanta making some changes. Jeremy Evans comes in for Smith. And it's Thornton in for Shelvin Mack.
And, you know, for Brandon Bass, such a big asset to Boston last year, and they're pushed to make the playoffs, especially after the Celtics had traded away several key veterans. His toughness, his strong mid-range game, that all helped.
And going back to Brandon Bass, he was Boston's only enforcer down low once Sullinger went out with the broken foot. At that point, Greg, no one thought the Celtics would make the playoffs, but Bass helped push them in.
And last season, one of the most meaningful in Bass's career in terms of his contribution really counting toward the bottom line. A lifetime role player. The outcomes of many games last year were swayed by how well he performed.
And an intentional foul right there.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you what, Mama always said, if you got it, flaunt it.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Mama said that.
They're perfectly content to keep going to that mid-range jumper. If the defense is going to give it to them, they'll take it all day.
And it's about getting open looks, and they've used that shot with great effect here tonight.
The Knicks have gone 1 of 3 at the line here. First one falls for them.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points, and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
It's deflected, and it's out of bounds to the Knicks as New York retains possession.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Langston Galloway.
Aaron Aflalo.
Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
And Brooks.
Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam. That's not as easy as he made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary.
And you know what? That man can climb a ladder.
Atlanta's gone 6 of 8 on three-pointers in the game, an outstanding 75% mark. And now we've got the intentional foul. The Hawks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Shooting for Atlanta, Nick Young.
And he makes the first. Atlanta making some changes. Robinson's checked in for Jeremy Evans. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Brooks. There's 21 seconds left to play in the first half. Boozer against Bass. Stolen by Boozer. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Oh, and the dunk by Young.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slant.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively. And through one half, it had.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. After 2 quarters, it's Atlanta out in front. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what do you think?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
Well, you live by the 3 and you die by the 3. And today, they're dying. And as cold as they've been behind the arc, they keep firing from deep. What are you doing? I know they got a lot of ground to make up, but they can't continue with this game plan. Not working.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. A fantastic game from the kid in this one.
And the approach of that first half was an aggressive one. Take it to the teeth of the defense. Put them on the heels, and you're either going to score or get to the line.
And mostly he's been getting to the line, guys. I mean, he has the free throw total to show for it, as well as the bumps and bruises.
And on the floor for Derek Fisher as we get into the second half, they've got Porzingis. Aflalo is out there with Brandon Knight. Then there's Robin Lopez, and it's Williams at the 3. Well, Clark, what can you say about the Knicks last season? They had a lot of trouble on their road trips, among other things.
Well, especially on the road. I mean, only managed to get 7 road wins on the season, Kevin.
And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith.
Risky pass there. They're lucky to retain possession this time.
And here are the Knicks now. But they'll get another chance. The shot by Knight, no good.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backcourt. And scoring at will, starting to pull away here.
Certainly this one's threatening to get out of hand, and soon, partner.
Trains it from beyond the arc. Knight's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Brooks from outside. Another 3 for Atlanta.
I'm waiting for the fire alarm to go off the way they've come out blazing in the second half. That's 5 straight makes.
Passes it to Porzingis. And the rejection by Smith. Out of bounds, Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it. Eldon Brand's checked in for Atlanta. Mack comes in for Marcus Thornton. And then for New York, Amundsen comes in for Porzingis. And it's Calderon in for Aaron Aflalo. That'll be a 5-second call.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And, Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them. And south. They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from 3-point range.
The defense is just not closing out quick enough. And Robin Lopez, a guy never shy about doing the grunt work. And all of a sudden you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a terrific crunch time run here. Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
Brooks, the pass to Smith. And it's out of bounds to the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession. So for the Knicks, Andre Kirilenko is checked in for Williams. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Knight. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. And that one's good. Brooks.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Poked loose. Stolen by Brand. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. And Smith with the stop.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. Well, nobody said, Greg, being in the NBA was for the faint of heart. The Knicks in a few short years have gone from a playoff team, unfortunately, to the worst team in the NBA.
Hard to fathom, Kevin, that the Knicks did enter last season with playoff aspirations, but that quickly vanished. They were just completely overmatched and overwhelmed.
Elevates and powers in one hand.
Textbook.
Yeah, and I'm glad, guys, he doesn't go overboard on that one and get a little too fancy.
Reverberation throughout the entire building on that one.
It sure did. Up high and down hard on the windmill flush.
And how about the impact that's going to have on your team?
Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember ever seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw one.
I tell you what, fellas, you might not see another one like that one for a while.
Tries to keep it alive. Calderon pulls it in.
Not really the best decision. I mean, get the easy two, the for sure two. No need to make it fancy and special.
Passes shot. Good.
Well, after a horrible half of shooting, they've bounced back here in the second half and picked up their shooting percentage quite nicely.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
The Atlanta making some changes. Young comes in for Cephalosha. And Donald Sloan subbed in for Brooks. Aaron Aflalo, who's checked in for New York.
Hey, kid, you ready? A room service dime by Jose Calderon.
Atlanta's gotten all 4 of the three-point shots to go down since halftime. They're lighting it up here.
This defense is giving their shooters free reign to operate from beyond the arc.
And when you allow shooters to get in a rhythm, then you're going to have problems because they can hit it even when you start to defend it with intensity.
Kirilenko into the lane, and the officials call a traveling violation.
All you have to do is point to their turnovers this quarter. There's a reason the scoreboard looks like it does.
That's been the culprit, the turnovers. I mean, TOs, those kinds of mistakes have really kind of drained their confidence to this point.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to. Oh! Is there another player out there capable of moves as stunning as that?
A handful at the most. He is an elite company.
He's got that it factor, no doubt about it. He causes excitement just by walking in the building.
And at the end. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. The Knicks shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. Donald Sloan out there with Thornton. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Nick Young. And it's Clarkson in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Here's Atlanta now. Feeds it to Young. And the call against Lance Thomas. That's his first foul.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Straight frustration right there. And I agree with you. Self-control of your emotions a must-have if you're going to play winning basketball.
And the Hawks making a change here. Smith is checked in to the inside. Here's Lopez. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
It was Amundsen who's checked in for the Knicks.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And, Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
And it's slammed in by Thornton.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
And Bears Knight, that's good on the assist by Thomas. And it's 7 points for Brandon Knight.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash-mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks that Coach Brewer.
Atlanta calls timeout. And sometimes it feels like Brandon Knight is the Rodney Dangerfield of the NBA. The poor guy just doesn't get much respect.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. Through the end of last season, he'd already been on 3 teams in 5 years. On one hand, it may be disrespectful, but teams recognize his ability, too.
For the Hawks, Eldon Brands checked in for Clarkson, and Shelvin Max subbed in for Marcus Thornton. And a switcher also for New York. Jose Calderon, he's checked in for Brandon Knight. Nick shooting well, 50% for the floor. Amundsen kicks to Calderon. It's tipped.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Atlanta.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
And, guys, I think you've got to give them credit for the number of steals they've taken away. I mean, a lot of effort on the defense from them tonight.
And on the topic of Brandon Knight, you have to wonder why he's been traded around so much. I mean, it wasn't due to a slow start because he made the All-NBA rookie first team. He's smart, has a strong work ethic, proved himself to be a clutch shooter in college, the kind of guy you normally wouldn't think about.
We need to calm down. We're taking too many shots early in the clock. Let's get some ball movement and run something on the offensive end. Keep it simple. Throw it down inside or run some pick and roll up top.
Offering great prospects in return. Detroit dealt him for Brandon Jennings, and Milwaukee dealt him for Michael Carter-Williams.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Atlanta's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And that's going to be a travel.
You can't afford to be playing that loose right now.
Definitely not. I mean, things have to be tight. You want to be playing smart, high-level basketball. You don't want to be brain fading right now.
Man, this fourth quarter has been tremendous. They have been exceptional from deep.
Yeah, a bunch of their points coming from long range here. A major barrage.
Got that bucket in no time at all. And so it's New York with it. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Amundsen got a hand on it. The shot by Evans. Nobody around. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Amundsen. Ball's knocked loose.
It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it, I know it. There aren't very many guys that can hit from out there, but he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
Wasted no time on that one.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Atlanta.
You're right, see, it was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, seemed 20.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Brooks. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Jose Calderon. Thomas, no good. Here's Brand, and that one is hammered home.
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown, finishing strong.
And the basket by Kirilenko.
And I'll bet his percentage is pretty high from that range.
Kirilenko's gotten everything to go for him. 5 attempts, 5 makes. Took him no time at all on that one.
And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let the fans down here. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
Greg, it really has been. I mean, such a lively, vibrant atmosphere, and no doubt that played a part in the big win.
Dropping bombs. How many more threes are we going to see from him tonight?
Well, we've already seen plenty. I mean, he's got more points from outside the arc than inside of it so far.
And they're clearly finishing strong here, but not enough time to pull it out.
Yeah, it does look like they're going to end on a high note. Too bad this run didn't develop sooner for him.
That one was solid. There's a big difference in the field goal percentages between these two teams here in the second half.
And, Greg, that difference has come about because we've got one team moving crisply, getting good shots, and the other is just kind of stagnant.
Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Robinson kicks to Matt, and the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Coming onto the floor for your Hawks.
6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Napier. Nails it.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. They poured it on tonight, Clark. A dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
I don't think they have anything but positives to take away from this win. Offensively, defensively, every aspect of the game, it all went right for them.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Josh, congratulations on the win. What elements of how the team played will you take into your next game?
Just the way we was able to help each other out on the defensive end. How we was able to get out in the transition and get some easy buckets. And we just got to keep playing unselfish. We got to keep sharing the basketball and limit our turnovers, and I think we'll be okay.
Josh, your team always dangerous out in transition. Thank you. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. So long.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. And now a chance to check out some of the tremendous play tonight from our Jordan player of the game. It was nothing short of a professional offensive clinic he put on today. He hit shots from every place he took them, and he took a lot of them to score more than 50 points.
He was up to every single challenge he faced tonight. He was in such control of the ball game. His showcase of his skill set was awesome.
I don't know if there's a fan base that loves their star more than this crowd. Wow. You get jealous, and he feeds off that support. Once they got behind him, he became unstoppable, man.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith,